So he posted a link to, it says 50 Cent reportedly developing a Surviving T.I. and Tiny documentary.
50 Cent just gave fans a quick preview of a documentary centered on T.I. and Tiny, and it's already packed with heavy allegations. After he quietly removed the IG post teasing the project, a lot of people figured he was just trolling like usual. But instead, he doubled back and dropped what might be the most explosive piece yet. Now, word going around is T.I. hasn't been acting like himself lately. So what's really going on? Let's get into it. The documentary rollout and T.I.'s response. On March 5th, 2026, 50 Cent jumped on Instagram with something that instantly grabbed attention, only to delete it hours later. The post pointed to a headline claiming 50 was working on a documentary titled Surviving T.I. and Tiny. In the caption, Fifth said he remembered how quiet he got right before his last documentary release, then directly warned T.I. that questions were coming about those 20 sexual assault allegations and suggested he might want to have a crisis PR team ready. He took the post down soon after, but by then, the internet had already caught everything.
He posted it on his page.
Well, it ain't on there now. Did he take it off?
Yeah, he deleted it.
He put it up and then took it down, and everybody grabbed it.
The post disappeared, but the smoke was already out there. Every hip-hop blog, gossip page, and YouTube channel picked it up within hours and started running with it like wildfire.
Everybody grabbed it.
So he basically, he shut the internet down today just showing that I ain't done with this shit.
The Jasmine brand, Ice Cream Convos, the Hip-Hop Democrat, every major outlet tapped in on it. Gossip commentator Tasha K had already been hinting as early as March 1st, 2026, that 50 was quietly working behind the scenes while the tension kept building. Now, that deleted post gave every platform a green light to push the story full force. 50's caption clearly connected the dots to his past documentary moves, setting up Surviving T.I. and Tiny as the next play in that same strategy. And the title? That wasn't random at all. It was a direct nod to Lifetime Surviving R. Kelly, the 2019 docuseries that exposed years of alleged abuse, brought forward multiple testimonies, and played a role in his legal downfall. That choice felt intentional, not accidental.
50 Cent hints at Surviving T.I. and Tiny, listen at this, documentary, and calls out the rapper over 20 sexual assault cases.
T.I. didn't just sit back and let it play out. He went straight to Instagram and posted a family photo, making sure people saw it. And this is exactly what the caption said.
50, drop whatever you choose. Just please keep showing the world you're a whore. On Clay. Who's Clay? And you still ain't tell us why you in 4K dick pulling with the smile of a sissy. Pandora's box is ajar, which means open in Spanish. Good luck. You nigga. You suck. P.S. Me and mine till the end of time. It's a trauma bomb.
That same day, Tip also posted a video of himself with his son King Harris. Both of them posted up and locked in on a new track, Let Him Know, produced by Pharrell, off his upcoming album Kill the King. The caption didn't hold back either. T.I. made it clear where he stood, saying, "We can go bar for bar, hit for hit, or doc for doc. Either way, all you gonna do is show how much of a you is. Let's play. Nobody fears you over here, boo-boo." Then not long after, around March 7th, 2026, he dropped another record titled Trauma Bond, aiming directly at the situation. The lyrics leaned heavy on family loyalty and brushed off 50's whole documentary rollout like it wasn't even a real threat. Even the title alone told you how Tip was framing everything. Me and mine till the end of time is a trauma bond. Throughout all of this, Tip's energy stayed consistent. No fear, just bars, captions, challenges, and back-to-back drops. If anything, 50 ended up handing T.I. a perfect promo moment right in the middle of his album rollout, and Tip wasted no time cashing in on it. But to really understand why 50 even went the documentary route in the first place, you got to rewind to where the tension actually started. This didn't just pop off in 2026. The history between these two goes back almost 2 decades. And what really reignited everything this year was a Versus battle that 50 Cent never even showed up for. The earliest friction between T.I. and 50 traces back to around 2007 to 2008, when Tip caught that federal gun case tied to attempting to buy machine guns and silencers. He He ended up taking a plea deal and served about a year, even though he was facing up to 10. 50 looked at that outcome and said what a lot of people were already thinking, that the numbers didn't add up unless something was given in return. On the 2008 G-Unit track you, So Tough.
50 put it right in the bars, throwing shots at T.I.'s lighter sentence and implying cooperation with the feds. That snitch narrative never fully went away. Through the 2010s, things stayed mostly at a distance, with occasional jabs here and there. In 2011, after T.I. and Tiny got picked up on drug possession charges, 50 hit social media to clown the situation, but it never fully escalated. Both of them had too much going on with acting, the Trap Music Museum, and reality TV, and 50 building out Power, his business moves. And Gannett Film and Television too, let it turn into a full-blown street situation. Then the pandemic hit, Verzuz took off, and everything started to shift. When Timbaland and Swizz Beatz launched Verzuz in 2020, T.I. saw the perfect opening. On July 6, 2020, to 50 Cent's 45th birthday tip, jumped on Instagram with a direct call-out pushing for a 20-song catalog battle. 50 brushed it off, laughing like it wasn't even worth entertaining. Tip kept bringing it up in interviews, while 50 kept sidestepping it. The Verzuz never happened. Fast forward to early 2026. T.I. was deep in his promo run for Let 'Em Know, making stops like Nightcap with Shannon Sharpe and Chad Ochocinco. He brought the Verzuz situation back up, but this time he added a twist that shifted the whole narrative. According to Tip, 50 had actually agreed to it behind the scenes. He said they were both in LA pitching TV shows when the conversation came up, and 50 was on board. The plan was simple: Tip goes public first, then 50 follows up and they build momentum together. But the second Tip made it public, 50 went completely quiet. And in Tip's eyes, that silence cost 50 all credibility. That detail agreeing in private, then going ghost in public, gave T.I.'s argument real weight. This wasn't just about getting ignored for a Verzuz battle anymore. It was about someone allegedly saying yes behind closed doors, then acting like the conversation never existed. 50 didn't respond with interviews or statements. Instead, he hit Instagram and posted an unflattering photo of Tiny Harris, chosen to get a reaction with a caption telling Tip to keep his name out of his mouth. Most people saw it as a shot at the entire Harris family. Karen Civil, who's well connected in the industry, offered a different take on Threads. She argued that 50 never actually said anything disrespectful about Tiny. Just posted her photo and told T.I. to stop mentioning him, but the Harris family didn't see it that way. King Harris fired back by resurfacing old NSFW images of 50 that had been circulating online for years. Domani Harris added fuel with diss tracks aimed at 50's past, while T.I. kept dropping records, one after another. At one point, reports even claimed police received calls over online threats during the back and forth. What started online was starting to spill into real life. T.I. even stepped up to TMZ to make his stance clear. Hey, listen man. The only thing I gotta say is, it's unfortunate but I wasn't here to attack. I was here to defend. But what 50 was hinting at, loading into that documentary, the 20 sexual assault cases he mentioned in that deleted caption goes way beyond any Verzuz fallout. This isn't about a missed battle or industry tension. It's something much heavier. The allegations 50 is threatening to bring back into the spotlight trace all the way to January 2021, when things started unraveling publicly for T.I. and Tiny in a serious way. It all began on January 25, 2021, when Atlanta entrepreneur Sabrina Peterson took to Instagram and accused T.I. of once pulling a gun on her in front of her children during an altercation. She later deleted the post, but by then, the damage was already done. The comment section started filling up, and other women began sharing their own experiences. Peterson gathered those stories and reposted them to her IG stories, where they stayed up briefly before disappearing, but not before. People took notice. What those accounts described started to form a pattern. Multiple women alleged that T.I. and Tiny operated in a similar way, inviting women to parties or hotel suites, offering drinks that were allegedly laced with substances like MDMA or ecstasy, and then engaging in sexual activity without consent. Attorney Tyrone A. Blackburn, who came forward to represent several of the accusers, said the similarities across the stories were hard to ignore. By January 28th and 29th, Peterson had shared more than 24 of these accounts publicly. One anonymous woman claimed she met the couple at a nightclub, had a drink, and later woke up the next morning in pain with no memory of what happened. The pattern repeated across multiple stories: the celebrity access, the VIP setting, the drinks, the blackout, and the aftermath. One of the most detailed allegations involved a U.S. Air Force veteran and an incident that allegedly took place back in 2005, according to the lawsuit. She said she met the couple at a party hosted at another celebrity's home, setting the stage for what she claims happened next. She said she had heard T.I. and Tiny would be at a club the following night, so she showed up, connected with them, in the VIP, and accepted a drink from Tiny. After that, she claims everything started to shift. According to her account, they were all hanging out in the VIP section, and she had already ordered a couple of drinks on her own. But after taking the one from Tiny, she says she later ended up leaving with them to a hotel. 2 other women who had been riding along were reportedly dropped off along the way. Once inside the hotel room, she alleges the situation escalated, but her body started reacting. She felt dizzy, disoriented, and eventually blacked out. She says she made it to the bathroom to throw up, and that's where everything went dark. The next morning, she woke up in pain, with security escorting her out while T.I. and Tiny were still asleep. T.I. and Tiny didn't stay silent. On January 29, 2021, their spokesperson came forward, calling the accusations egregiously appalling and labeling them part of a coordinated shakedown attempt. T.I. also addressed it directly on Instagram, saying that anything they've ever done was with consenting adults who shared their lifestyle, making it clear they knew exactly where to go if they wanted something. By February 19th, attorney Tyrone Blackburn had sent letters to prosecutors in both California and Georgia, pushing for criminal investigations on behalf of 11 accusers. Just days later, on March 1st, he held a press conference, claiming more than 30 potential victims or witnesses had reached out. That same month, 3 additional women came forward. One, alleging she was drugged and assaulted in Miami in 2010. Another with a similar claim in Las Vegas. And a third saying she was held against her will after a party. In May 2021, the LA confirmed an active investigation into the 2005 Air Force veteran case. While Las Vegas Metro Police looked into the 2010 allegation, the fallout hit fast. Their VH1 reality show was suspended by February 2021, and the pressure was coming from all sides. But what those investigations ultimately led to or didn't became the key detail. And it's exactly why 50 Cent's documentary angle still carries weight in public conversation, even if it doesn't hold the same power in a courtroom. Every criminal investigation tied to these allegations ended up in the same place. Not guilty verdicts weren't reached, but neither were convictions. The cases were closed because the statute of limitations had already expired. In September 2021, the Los Angeles County District Attorney declined to file charges in the 2005 case, stating plainly that the legal time window set at 10 years under California law at the time had passed. The decision wasn't based on weighing evidence. It was purely procedural. The case couldn't move forward because too much time had gone by. T.I. and Tiny's attorney, Sean Hawley, responded by saying the outcome was expected and reaffirmed their position. But the DA's own documents made it clear. This wasn't about proving or disproving the claims. It was about timing. Las Vegas authorities reached a similar conclusion in the 2010 case. No charges were filed there either. Potential probes in Georgia and Florida sparked by Blackburn's letters never turned into formal indictments either. Nothing federal ever came out of it, and even commentators covering this situation kept it real about what that actually means. Bottom line, no criminal charges were ever filed. There were investigations, sure, but no arrests tied to those allegations, largely because of statute of limitations issues and cases that couldn't move forward legally. But with the criminal route shut down, the accusers shifted to civil court. In January 2024, the same 2005 Air Force veteran filed a lawsuit in Los Angeles Superior Court under California's Sexual Abuse and Cover-Up Accountability Act, a 2022 law that reopened a window for older cases, as long as there was evidence suggesting a cover-up. The idea behind it was to give survivors more time, even when the original statute of limitations had already expired. T.I. and Tiny and quickly moved the case to federal court in March 2024 and filed for dismissal by June. Their argument was straightforward. The claims were still time-barred, and the complaint didn't present enough to qualify under the revival statute, especially when it came to proving any kind of cover-up by a legally responsible party. On August 8, 2024, U.S. District Judge Cherilyn Peace Garnett sided with them and dismissed the case entirely. It was dismissed without prejudice, meaning it could be refiled. But as of March 2026, no updated complaint has surfaced publicly. At the same time, the defamation case T.I. and Tiny filed against Sabrina Peterson, the same woman whose 2021 post ignited everything, has been moving through the courts on a separate track. Peterson responded with countersuits including defamation and emotional distress. By June 2023, a California appeals court had already thrown out 5 of her 7 claims. Then in October 2023, a judge ordered her to pay T.I. and Tiny over $96,000 in legal fees tied to those dismissed counts. The full defamation trial is now scheduled for June 9, 2026. Meanwhile, T.I. flooded the timeline. War, The Right One, Lessons, Made Man, Let Them Know, Trauma Bond, and Kill the King. What he said will be his final album were all being released in the middle of this smoke. The beef fueled the rollout in ways no marketing budget could buy. The only thing T.I. said he regretted? Watching his son King push things to Farlight, putting 50's late mother on a t-shirt during interviews. I said, that's enough. Really? That's enough. Tip explained. I said, man, chill out, bro. Chill out. I'm big on treating people how I want to be treated. I don't go out here doing unto others in ways I wouldn't want done to me. When TMZ asked T.I. to break down everything publicly, his answer was sharp, consistent, and aligned with everything he had been saying since day one. The only thing I have to say is very unfortunate, but honestly, I wasn't here to defeat. I was here to defend. I'm just happy that the women and children in my family know that there's a line of men ready to stand and protect from whoever, against whoever. What this whole situation has shown the culture is how the game of hip-hop beefs gets played. At the top level in 2026, the threat of a documentary hits harder than a finished one ever could. A post you delete at noon can do more damage than a project that takes years to drop. As of now, the documentary everyone's been talking about does not exist and T.I. is still standing. Dropping when he says will be his final album, holding his family together in public, and letting 50 Cent release whatever he wants. Whether that documentary ever materializes will decide the next chapter, but for now, the only thing 50 Cent has actually put out is a post he pulled down before lunchtime.